Philippine 10-peso note. The Philippine 10-peso note Filipino, Sampung Piso, 10 was a denomination of Philippine currency. In its latest incarnation, Apolinario, Mabini, and Andrés Bonifacio are featured on the front side of the notes, while the Barasoain Church and a blood-compact scene of the Katipuneros are featured on the reverse side. This banknote was circulated until the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas stopped printing this denomination in 2002. The last printing year is 2001 and was replaced by coins. History. Pre-independence. 1852, El Banco Español Filipino de Isabel Roman II modern-day Bank of the Philippine Islands issued 10 pesos for its notes. 1903, Philippine Islands issued silver certificates. Features the portrait of George Washington. 1908, Bangko Español Filipino issued notes. 1920, BPI issued notes. 1936, PNB issued notes. 1937, Philippine Commonwealth issued treasury. Features the portrait of George Washington. This series were later overprinted with the word victory on the reverse after the liberation of the Philippines under Japanese rule in 1944. 1942, Japanese government issued series. Features a farmer in a forest on the right of the obverse, with the text 10 pesos on the center. Another version, this time featuring the Rizal monument on the right of the obverse, was released in 1944. The banknotes ceased to be legal tender after the liberation. Independence. English series 1951-1967. Features the portraits of Mariano Gomez, Jose Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora, collectively known as Gomburza, 3 Filipino priests, who were executed on February 17, 1872, at Bagong in Manila, Philippines by Spanish colonial authorities on charges of subversion arising from the 1872 Cavite Mutiny. The reverse features the Urdaneta and Legazpi monument. Filipino series 1967-1973. In 1967, Apolinario Mabini replaced the portraits of Gomburza. The note is now predominantly brown in color. On the reverse, it features the Barasoain Church, where the drafting of the Malolos Constitution and the inauguration of the First Philippine Republic took place. The design of the obverse was later revised. The font for the text Republica, ng Pilipinas, and Sampung Piso were changed. The color of the portrait of Mabini was changed to a lighter shade of brown, and geometric lines were added on the sides and the watermark area of the bill. Ang Bagong Lipunan series 1973-1985. In 1973, the Ang Bagong Lipunan text was added and was overprinted on the watermark area. New Design Series 1985-2001. In 1985, new elements regarding Mabini's career were shown on the right side, namely, his El Verdadero Decalogo, the True Dialogue, which served as the introduction to the Malolos Constitution as a quill and an inkwell. After the creation of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in 1993, its new logo was incorporated on all the new design series bills. In 1997, the portrait of Andrés Bonifacio was added beside Mabini, and elements from the Katipuneros movement were added on the right side of the bill, one of the Katipuneros flags, and the Cartilla ng Katipuneros. The design of the reverse was also changed. The scene from the blood compact of Katipuneros, previously featured in the Filipino and Ang Bagong Lipunan series 5 bill, was added on the right side of the Barasoain Church. The year of printing was added at the bottom of the denomination value located at the upper left corner of the obverse. However, the watermark area still only features Apolinario Mabini, and the embedded security thread was on the right side of the signature of BSP Governor from the 1985 version of the banknote until 1998. In 1998, Andrés Bonifacio was added on the watermark area of the banknote, and the embedded security thread was aligned beside the portrait. In 1999, The names of the signatories on the bills were added starting with banknotes featuring the signature of President Joseph Estrada. In 2002, the printing of this banknote was stopped after the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas released the new 10-coin denomination in 2000. Existing banknotes, both the 1985 and 1997 new design series, remained legal tender and were demonetized on December 29, 2017 after the release of the new generation series banknotes in 2010. Commemorative issues. Throughout its existence, the 10-peso bill was often overprinted to commemorate certain events, namely, inauguration of President Ferdinand Marcos. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas released the commemorative banknote in 1981 and features the portrait of President Ferdinand Marcos. Around it are the words Pangulo ng Pilipinas, Ferdinand E. Marcos with the date Hunyo 30, 1981 is displayed below. There are two versions of the overprint, one with the wide collar and another with the narrow collar. References equals